ओम नमो भगवते नित्यानंदाय। Bhajan board formation in Osangadi, Manjeshwar. Bhagwan Nityananda used to visit the residential area of Dalits in Osangadi, Manjeshwar. After having food, he would sleep on a jute bag, which was used to dry the fish. In the same place, the Madras government built a small building. Now it is called Bhagwan Nityananda's Bhajana Mandir and Bhajana Mandali. The entire Osangadi area has developed in a major trade hub of Manjeshwar. However, the town of Manjeshwar, which had troubled Bhagwan Nityananda, has remained an underdeveloped area since then. Bhagwan in Samadhi state. Muhyiddin Kunyi, a young Muslim man, used to visit our house frequently, dealing with real estate deals and a few other part-time chores was his bread and butter. There was an old well in Bangaramanjeshwar area. Bhagwan Nityananda used to go there often and would return after long hours. Muhyiddin Kunyi was curious, wondering that he would be doing in the deserted place. Out of curiosity, Muhyiddin Kunyi followed him and stood hiding behind a tree. Bhagwan was sitting under a tree next to a termitarium. He glanced upward. Muhyiddin Kunyi could hear a loud noise emanating from the stomach of Bhagwan, as though a motor engine started running. A bright light spread around him. Two snakes came out of the termitarium and stood beside him, one of the each side. Kunyi had the fortune to seeing Bhagwan in Samadhi state. When I was told of the incident, I used to argue that it is not possible to hear a noise as loud as a dynamo from the stomach. Later, when I read Chit Shakti Vilas written by Sri Muktananda Paramahamsa, I realized that what Kunyi told me was true. It is mentioned in the book that at times one could hear loud whirring noise inside Bhagavan. The book also mentioned that such occurrences were common whenever any disciple reached Samadhi state. When such incident occurred in Kanjangad, Devrai Pai courageously asked Bhagavan as to where he had been and what he was doing. The reply would be, I had been to the abode of Saptarishis, Saptarshi Mandala, 7 celestial sages. I was busy talking to them. Sweet dish from Cosmic Kitchen. Once the family of Krishna Bai went to Kanjangad cave to have darshan to Bhagwan Nityananda. They travelled via train till Manjeshwar and from there went to Kanjangad caves. Krishna Bai was accompanied by her sister Simantini Bai and her children. Gurudas, the youngest child in the group, was carrying a watermelon fruit on his head. Krishna Bai was carrying a brass vessel containing drinking water. She was holding it with a metallic wire handle. It was firmly closed with a lid. On reaching the caves, they gave the watermelon fruit to Bhagavan. He told Krishna Bai to distribute it among everyone present there. Everyone ate the watermelon fruit. He then asked them to go around and see the caves. After coming back, everyone was tired and hungry too. Pointing at the brass vessel, Bhagavan asked, what is there in the vessel? What have you brought? Krishna Bai replied that she had brought water in the vessel, which is empty now. Bhagavan said, Amma, it is not empty. Just open the lid and see. This is not a place where things get empty. This is a place where things replenish. Krishna Bai curiously opened the lid. A delicious smell emanated from the vessel. The brass vessel which she was carrying all around and which she thought was empty was now full of shira, a sweet dish made from semolina, cooked in lots of ghee. Everyone was happy, yet surprised and stunned. Who prepared that shira? Who kept it in the vessel? Had it arrived directly from the cosmic kitchen? With a divine smile, Bhagavan said, "All of you must be hungry. You just eat it." After eating Shira Prasadam, Krishnabai and her family took leave from Bhagavan and asked for permission to visit Ananda Ashram of Sri Ramadas in Mangalore, Ramanagar. He said, "What is there in Ramanagar? No need to go now. Go to Shirali. Your Guru's place is in Shirali." Dispensary on a table in Udupi. Krishnabai's sister Simantini Bai was married off to Bhavani Shankar Rao of Udupi. Bhagavan used to spend most of his time in the house of Bhavani Shankar, as he was roaming in Udupi from 1926 till 1928. He used to sit on a table in that house and give leaves plucked from the trees as medicine to patients. On taking that medicine, all the diseases were cured. Today, that table is with Bhavani Shankar Rao's son Shiva Rao, who stayed in a house next to Datta Temple in Kondapur. They were keeping kitchen utensils on it. When I went to their house, I told, "This table is not just a piece of wooden furniture. By sitting on this table, Bhagavan has made it priceless." Now they have kept a photo of Bhagavan Nityananda on the table and worship it with reverence. Krishnabai's death intimated in advance. Krishnabai had settled down in Mangalore. Not even a single day went by without chanting the sacred name of Bhagavan Nityananda. It was her intense desire to have darshan of Bhagavan in the evening of her life. Her nephew Gurudas, who was working in Mumbai, used to visit Ganeshpuri Ashram often and have darshan of Bhagavan Nityananda. In one of his visits, Gurudas told Bhagavan, Kinni Amma, his aunt Krishnabai, is longing for your darshan. Due to her ill health, she cannot travel from Mangalore till here. We feel sorry for not being able to fulfill her wish. Bhagavan started laughing aloud and told him, Over, it will be over. She will reach here in 2 days, just 2 days. 2 days later, Gurudas received a telegram that carried the news of the sad demise of his beloved aunt Krishnabai. Lantern versus sunlight. Bhaskar Rao, younger brother of Gurudas Rao, was heading towards Vajreshwari after having darshan of Bhagavan Nityananda. At the time, Sri Muktananda Paramahamsa was living in a small hut located at the place where currently Gurudeva Siddhapit is present. He invited Bhaskar Rao to discuss spirituality. Smiling at Swamiji, he told in a polite tone, Swamiji, when we were blessed with the grace of Brahman, what is the use of bookish knowledge? We have grown up in the divine presence of Bhagavan Nityananda and are fortunate enough to have received knowledge from him. What is the use of a lantern when we get darshan of Surya Narayan, the sun? Muktananda Swamiji, without any sting of anger, hugged Bhaskar Rao with affection, though Swamiji was elder to him in age. He was impressed with the words of Bhaskar Rao, which are infused with wisdom and truth. Sadhu who used to do Surya Tataka. A dark, complex and visually impaired sadhu used to visit our home regularly since the time Bhagavan Nityananda was staying in Kanjangad. He used to carry a stick and wrap a small white towel around the waist. Wherever he went, he walked barefoot. Every year he used to stay at our place for about a month. He used to tell my father about Ayurvedic medicines, the science of alchemy, the Siddhas and their special powers. Being in the divine presence of Bhagavan Nityananda, the sadhu was blessed with this grace and had received the wealth of knowledge from him. My father used to tell me to look after the sadhu whenever he visited our home. I used to hold his hand and accompany him to the temple and Ananta Krishna Rao's house in Manjeshwar. At the time I was 15. The sadhu used to stare at the sun for several hours without blinking his eyes for a moment. Surya Trataka. Trataka means a method of meditation that involves staring at a single point. Interestingly, when I was studying for matriculation, he regained his eyesight. I got a lot information about sages and yogis from him. He had a charismatic personality. After some time, I never got a chance to see him again. However, I am lucky enough to have spent some time with him and to have served him. Namo Nityanandaya.